According to CNN, the coronavirus is the only issue that matters right now. I disagree and say that, there are a number of other things that we should also be worried about. Perhaps the integrity of our elections, amongst other things. However, they're not completely wrong. COVID is definitely a problem, and it's something that we're going to have to continue to deal with, even probably in through 2021. We know that the vaccines are incredibly capable of eradicating this disease. However, it will probably be a while before these companies actually have the ability to manufacture enough vaccines for everyone in America, as well as have the logistics to distribute it. So, to say that COVID is not going to be an issue in the future would only be short sighted. Here we go, how the coronavirus is really the only issue that matters. Now, to be fair, this article is poorly titled, but what else can you expect from CNN? This article is really more about the issues that Joe Biden would be inheriting if he winds up winning the election. Here we go. CNN poll of the week, a new Monmouth University poll finds that 27% of Americans say the coronavirus pandemic is the biggest issue facing President-elect Joe Biden over the next 4 years. He's not president-elect yet. I don't know why they keep saying that, but, that's the top percentage for any issue, and it follows months of polling from Gallup showing that Americans think the coronavirus is the most important problem facing the country. Wow. What's the point? President Donald Trump claimed that the media would stop noticing the coronavirus once the election was over. That simply hasn't been the case. Well, you see how they do this. This is how all the mainstream media does this. They just keep implying that the election actually is over and keep implying that Joe Biden is the president-elect to get you to believe that, even though it's not at all true. In fact, they're blatantly lying to your face. So definitely, CNN, get your shit together. Stop lying to the public. While we have made strides on the development of a vaccine, the coronavirus situation is growing worse. Cases surge, death toll rises to more than 260,000 Americans. Again, that number is really, it's the number we have on record, but is it really the accurate number? I highly doubt it. I'm sure it is in the ballpark, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a plus or minus 25 to 50% there. So ballpark, yes, but it's like a couple ballparks over. It's pretty messed up. I'm sure that some people have died from it, but it is certainly being exaggerated to some degree. The ongoing pandemic means that Biden will have a tough job ahead of him as he begins his presidency in less than 2 months. Biden's difficult task isn't just about the coronavirus cases, but about everything that is connected to it, including the economy and the mental health of Americans. The number of new coronavirus cases in America has been the highest in November, as it has by any month so far. Nothing new, more worrisome, blah, blah, blah. 90,000 people hospitalized. We get it. Gloom and doom, CNN. We know you've been beating this over our heads for the last 4 years. We know how you work. For the first time since May, America is recording more than 2,000 COVID deaths daily. All these statistics are terrible, and they get considerably worse. Oh my God, it's so terrible. Although Americans told Monmouth pollsters that they were 30 points more likely to stay at home for Thanksgiving than in a normal year, many people were still going together with people from outside their home. In fact, a majority indicated that they were going to spend Thanksgiving with at least a small number of people from outside of their household. Good for you, America. Now, the vaccine will probably help to significantly curtail the COVID crisis sooner than later, but most Americans won't get the vaccine until at least a few months into the Biden presidency. The Biden administration will have to help oversee a wide-scale effort to get folks the vaccine. Furthermore, Biden will have to help ensure that Americans actually take the vaccine. I'm sorry. Furthermore, Biden will have to help ensure that Americans actually take the vaccine. I feel like they're suggesting something there. I feel as if they're suggesting that perhaps the government has the authority to force us to take some kind of vaccine, and I can assure you that they will be sorely disappointed when that doesn't happen. Look, personally, I will probably get the vaccine at some point. I don't think I will get it immediately after it's released. Not entirely sure that I trust it quite just yet. I just want to wait and, kind of take a moment, see if it, messes anybody up or anything like that. And then once it's, deemed safe, then I'll take it, right? Well, I've argued that numbers are encouraging on that front. There's still work that needs to be done for people to trust the vaccine. Amen. Beyond the virus itself, Biden will take charge of an economy that is in trouble. Yes and no. It's in trouble in the sense that lower income and middle class people are struggling greatly as a result of lockdowns right now. However, that's really a Democrat problem. The stock market, as CNN loves to tell you, was just at its absolute highest in it has ever been, and especially for the year. And Donald Trump said that it was going to absolutely crash, but look, it hasn't crashed yet because gotta own the orange man. Some Americans have gained back the jobs they lost during the pandemic, but non-farm payroll jobs are still 10 million lower than in February. Many Americans have had trouble paying bills, including rent on their residences. There's a chance of a double-dip recession. Indeed, the economy remains a top problem for Americans. In the poll, nearly as many Americans said the economy was either first or second biggest issue facing Biden at 36%, and COVID was first at 42%. So very, very close second there, and I would have to say I agree. The economy is definitely, there's a lot of people struggling right now and a lot of people that need help. Really hoping that the government can get their shit together and pump out another CARES Act relief bill. No other issue was bigger than 20%. Everybody agrees the pandemic relief package must be passed by Congress and signed into law by Biden to help the economy. Really, I don't know why they're saying specifically Biden. There's still plenty of time for Trump to do it. In fact, I believe we have a month, about a month and a half, month and 3 weeks here before Biden takes office if he wins. So I'm not really sure why that wouldn't happen before then. I don't know if it's, again, to just own the orange man. I know that AOC and Ted Cruz have been going back and forth and seem to be not really getting any leeway done. I know there's a lot of filibustering going on right now, and it's pretty sad to see. And this is a criticism I have for both sides. Get your shit together. Stop holding the American people hostage for your political purposes. People need help right now, and unfortunately it seems like neither side is particularly willing to really give right now. Yet it's not as easy as it might seem. Trump and Congress haven't been able to agree on a new coronavirus aid package for months. That is true. And comes despite the clear majority of both Trump and Biden supporters saying another package is necessary, according to Pew Research. The Axios poll has been asking Americans about their mental health since the beginning of the pandemic. In every single one of those polls to March, more Americans have said mental health has gotten worse over the last week than better. In the past week, 21% worse and 11% who said it improved. Likewise, the emotional well-being of Americans has slid, and this is a very, very serious issue, not just in America, but I released a video last night referring to a skyrocketing suicide rate in Japan as a direct result of extreme lockdown measures, and it is very, very sad to see, and it begs the question, as always, at what point do the benefits of a lockdown or isolation outweigh the negative benefits? And that is definitely something that we should be considering moving into the future here. The potentially good news is that implementing plans to fight the COVID pandemic will help with all of these issues, and with a new administration and a vaccine coming to the forefront, there is light at the end of the tunnel. It'll take a lot of hard work to get there, though indeed it will, and I do have to say, regardless of what you think of Joe Biden, I do not particularly envy the situation that he will be going into. The same is true for Trump if he winds up winning. Regardless of who wins, it is not an enviable position to be in. No matter what, either one is definitely going to draw severe fire and criticism from the other side of the aisle. There's no doubt about that. And we can only hope that whoever wins, they do their absolute best to get this country back on track and get this pandemic under control. I do have to say, though, I am significantly less optimistic with Biden at the helm. Thank you so much for watching. That is all I have for you today. If you haven't already, please do consider liking and subscribing. It really does help the channel out tremendously. And if you could share the video, that would also be very helpful. I don't have any large news agencies backing me up or huge funds to help me out, so word of mouth is how my videos travel around. Thank you again so much for watching, and remember, gotta get that money.
Gigi, I've decided not to leave this town. Maybe I can stay and find some other nice people who will like me and accept me for who I am.
Trusting your spirit, yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.